If you're finding success with raw a little challenging for you, my suggestion is simplify things dramatically. Make it easy. All you have to do is have enough food on hand so that you always have ripe food in your kitchen ready to go. If you don't have ripe fruit, you're going to be in a bit of a spot. So have enough food on hand. For me, that means that I usually have Are you making raw easy for yourself, or are you making it a little difficult? Are you challenged? If you're challenged, you're making it difficult, because raw is so easy. I mean, come on. First of all, being healthy is so much easier than being sick. And eating raw, which is our natural food, has to be easier than any other food we could possibly eat. I mean, I have to go a distance to get fast food, but I see grapes on my counter, I've got instantaneous food. I don't need to make my food complicated in order to enjoy it. Learn to enjoy the simple pleasures, the bounty of nature, exactly the way that our food is provided for us. In fact, become a fruit and vegetable advocate. So just like there's animal rights advocates, I'm a fruit and vegetable rights advocate. I think vegetables and fruits deserve a lot more respect. I don't have to do something to the banana in order to appreciate it. I could just eat it. I don't have to do something to the grape or the apple or the orange. I can just eat it as is. Do I know how to do things? Sure. I know how to do things in the kitchen. I teach culinary skills. I've had a lot of practice, and I like making food for my family and my friends and my loved ones that they can appreciate, that maybe makes the consumption a little easier, or makes the presentation pleasing to the eye, or makes the entire experience of having a meal even a little more satiating, because they haven't yet developed the skills of eating one food at a time when hungry until full, or they're looking for a little stimulation at the end of the day, a meal that's a little more exciting. I know how to do this, but I don't depend on doing this. And if you're finding success with raw a little challenging for you, my suggestion is simplify things dramatically. Make it easy. All you have to do is have enough food on hand so that you always have ripe food in your kitchen ready to go. If you don't have ripe fruit, you're going to be in a bit of a spot. So have enough food on hand. For me, that means that I usually have at least a week's worth of food ripening, ready to go. If nothing else came in for a week, I would have enough food to last out that week. If I'm going away from home 10 days from now and I don't want to have a lot left over, I could just eat those 10 days worth of food until there was nothing left on the last day, and then I'm gone, and there's not a lot of wastage. The same way, once I get home, I don't just shop for a day. I shop for 10 or 15. It doesn't scare me to have raw food in the house because I'm committed to eating raw food. If I have too much, I could throw a bit in a dehydrator. I could throw a bit in a freezer. I could invite some friends over to have a smoothie party with me. If I have to, it's going to become compost, but that rarely happens. Typically, our wastage is incredibly low. We don't waste food. As soon as it comes ripe, we eat food. But make it easy on yourself by developing the ability to eat simply. It doesn't mean zero prep, although it can if you want to do zero prep. I mean, for years and years, my garden was a mile from my house. And I used to run every day to the garden, carrying 20 bananas with me in 2 little bags. And then when I'd get there, I'd sit down, look at my garden, decide what am I going to do for the day. And while I'm deciding, I'd eat my 20 bananas. The whole process took me about 15 minutes. Then I'd do whatever I was doing in the garden, and at the very end, I'd harvest, put them in the 2 little bags that I'd use to carry the bananas with me, and I'd run home carrying 2 bags of food back to my house from the garden. Do that all summer long. Keep it really simple. simple works, and simple is incredibly satisfying. The only thing that simple doesn't provide is your craving for stimulation, your desire for stimulation. Variety provides stimulation, but it also accentuates your essentially addiction to the stimulation of variety. So let's step back a bit. Let's get the monkey off our back. Let's appreciate things as they are. If you can't sit for 5 or 10 minutes and just watch what's going on in nature, essentially watch the clouds move, the grass grow, the wind blow, the birds call, and if that's just boring, well, it tells you something about you, because it's not boring. Let's enjoy the simple things as much as we enjoy all the other things too, and we can enjoy out of preference rather than addiction. So keep it simple and go to health.
I've just had 4 wonderful days in the Raw Nature Retreat with Harriet, with Doug, with Chris Kendall, and with about 17 other people. And it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. It's been relaxing, yet active. So there's been lots of fruit, lots of activity. As much activity as you want. It's not obligatory. So that was great. The weather has been superb. The fruit has been incredible. And Chris Kendall's meals have been wonderful. This is an intimate retreat, small number of people. We each know everybody else's names. And I came in April, loved it so much. I'm back here in October, and I'm hoping to be back here again next April.